This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
A storm system that's bringing significant moisture to northern Nevada is moving through tonight. How long it could last as Storm Watch tops Channel 2 News at 5:30. We're talking about a winter weather advisory. It's in effect tonight for parts of Lake Tahoe. Good evening. I'm Kristen Remington.
I'm Wendy DeMonte. Thanks for staying with us tonight. Once again, we do begin with Storm Watch team coverage. Chief Meteorologist Mike Alter is in the Weather Center tracking the storm as it moves through.
And Amanda Ketchledge is live on Mount Rose Highway for us with a look at how the Department of Transportation is working to keep those roads clear out there. But first, Mike, let's begin with you. How much longer should this last?
Well, off and on, it could last for another couple of days. It's not going to be continuous. I think we've seen the majority of the precipitation come through, the stuff that's going to last several hours on end, like we had late last night and throughout the better portion of the day here today. But we're still under a situation where there's enough instability that we're going to see some precipitation. I wanted to get one last shot at our Tahoe cam. We've cranked everything up, the iris up and the gain up enough just to show you the snow that fell up there. It is probably going to end up being a good foot or so of very wet, heavy snow, which is just about as good a news as you can get for the folks up there involved in the ski areas. In terms of what's coming up here, this is the low. Now it's been dropping down here to the side, and this is one of those instances where you look at that band that basically starts in Reno and goes up to the northeastern corner of the state. That hasn't moved much because as this low swings around, it kind of rotates the axis of the precipitation. So that's one of the reasons we've received so much precipitation, is that we have not had that band moving out of the area. Now it will to a certain extent in a little bit of time, but lest you wonder how unstable all this is, we have a few scattered showers left over, but look what's happening over in California. A couple places where you've got some pretty significant thunder shower activity up there near Chico and then down East Bay area that just kind of passed through Vallejo. So we're going to see some showery activity probably occurring here for the next, day or so, if not the next couple of days across the region. Now, in terms of what has happened here locally, we've had some pretty good reports of some snow. If you just get up off the valley floor a little bit, this is of course way up off the valley floor up near Mount Rose Highway. We sent this video back here this afternoon. Roads have been an issue. They have had some chain control certainly on the high mountain passes. They've had some problems even on Interstate 80 over the top of Donner Summit, and they've closed a couple passes, Monitor Pass and down at Tioga Pass to the south. We've also had certainly, like I say, great news for ski areas. This was sent in by Mike McLeod from the Kirkwood ski area, and they're just loving everything they can get. Plus, even as you get closer to town here, this is some accumulation of a few inches that Glenn Zeiss showed us here from up around the Galena Forest area. So I would expect to see, again, scattered showers now with not a whole lot more accumulation, but certainly some cold temperatures we have to be aware of. We'll tell you more about that coming up with a complete forecast here in a little bit.
All right, Mike, and I'm glad you mentioned the roads. With all that rain and snow, the Nevada Department of Transportation is working hard to keep the roads we all drive on clear and safe. Amanda Ketchledge is live up on Mount Rose Highway with how they're working to get that done, and it's not stopping yet. Amanda.
That's right, Kristen. Well, we got a ride along with a snowplow earlier today, and the driver told me that it took them all the way from 6 a.m. to just a little bit ago to clear up all of these roads, as you can see here. And they said that they have crews ready to do it all over again as this snow continues to fall.
We're putting liquids down, putting material down prior to the storm actually hitting the valley floors. And then we're also de-icing. Once we start developing accumulated snow, 3, 4, 5 inches, we will start plowing and sanding and salt.
NDOT actually began preparing for this winter since August, getting equipment repaired and stockpiling on sand and salt. And that sand combined with the salt is crucial for any winter storm because that's what adds traction to the roads, which slows ice from forming and sticking. And NDOT also monitors the forecast to get their equipment and crews ready to go, especially during the first winter storm of the season like this. Snowplow drivers work around the clock to keep things as clean as possible.
If it's a major event, we'll go to 24-hour shifts, so we'll have 12 on, 12 off, and we'll put men and women in snowplows as required.
And as you can see, there's actually a snowplow going through right now. And NDOT also says that they need your help to keep the roads clear, and you can do that by preparing early for your drive and just keeping plenty of distance between you and other drivers. Covering Storm Watch on Mount Rose Highway, Amanda Ketchledge, Channel 2 News.
Certainly good advice tonight. Amanda, thank you. As the temperature drops, many homeless people move from the streets to local shelters to escape the cold. In downtown Reno, the winter overflow shelter can house an extra 128 men and women. Andy Guevara explains.
Outside in the rain and cold, even a simple awning helps.
Sometimes it's a little painful, but I'm used to it.
Overnight, Tim stayed in one of the shelters run by Volunteers of America in Reno. The nonprofit organization helps the homeless all year round, but when the weather changes, VOA takes extra measures to make sure nobody spends the night out in the cold.
In addition to our 3 shelters, we also have the Winter Overflow Program, which can accommodate an extra 128 men and women. That is off-site, not here at this campus.
The Overflow Shelter is where Tim slept last night, and Volunteers of America provides bus service for folks who need a ride to the main location, where a variety of services are offered, like the day room that is big enough for 60 people. It does not have beds, but
When someone comes into the day room, they can spend the entire night there, which is great because they'll be a lot safer there, not only more comfortable and out of this weather, but they'll also be safe because we have 24-hour staff at all of our shelters.
safe and warm. Tim, who told us he's been homeless for a long time, has even lost several toes to frostbite.
Camping out or walking back towards Lake Tahoe, and my toes got frozen.
More than 400 people can be housed by the various shelters in downtown Reno, but anyone can come to the main campus on Record Street for help.
We love being able to distribute blankets and dry socks, things like that, to people whether they're in our programs or not.
Covering the story, Andy Guevara, Channel 2 News.
And if you would like to donate to Volunteers of America or are in need of services, we've set up a link for you at KTVN.com.